Shalom, shalom, once again, YaHuWaH. Nice to be with you here, and it's a blessing to be with you here in the day 4
Yeah,
of
day 4 of the 11 bread. 11
So
bread.
you can see that this is completely live. It's unscripted. So
Yeah.
Hachamatzot.
Hachamatzot.
Very good. So you need to practice even more in order to do
Yeah,
it
what
properly.
happened that in Spanish, when we said like jaja, it's like laughing something. So
But
it
it's a
sounds like
feast,
jaja.
you know, it's a matter of celebration to laugh and be happy. You know, I was reading about that just a few minutes ago. And laughter is something so important, similarly to what Stephen was writing in the chat. The sense of belonging is also really important because it's what is making us holy, is how to be completely connected to what YaHuWaH intended for all of us. And actually, I think this promise that we're going to read today somehow is connected exactly to that. What do you think? Do you remember what's the promise, really?
Yeah, no, I remember.
You remember? Okay. So we really hope you have been enjoying your Shabbat. We just taking a look in the chat. You know, we were sleeping. We almost passed the time. We forgot to put the alarm,
Yeah.
as Corina and Camila did.
And it was so nice to see you. You were there before that week, and even open the computer, you were there.
Actually, we were almost sleeping at the time that you were writing, most probably. But anyways, you know, day 4 of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we are, as you know, we are talking and sharing our thoughts about the 7 promises, the 7 amazing promises of YaHuWaH. And we are going to take a look in the promise number 4. So far, we have seen the first promise is
Taking us out.
to bring us out
From the slavery, under the burdens of the slavery.
The second promise is, it's a kind of a test for you.
Yeah, and then to deliver us from the bondage.
Exactly, from slaving. And the third one
Redeem us.
is to redeem us.
With an outstretched arm and great judgment.
And we have said that all these phases somehow are connected to the two-step salvation.
Yeah.
Is to take us out in order to bring us in. And everything that's going in between is part of the same process of salvation. What YaHuWaH was promising to Israel, and is a valid promise for today. And actually, we are going to see the fulfillment, physical fulfillment of the promise very soon. So far, we are part of the fulfillment in the spiritual, and the spiritual will transform in the physical. So let's go and let's check the passage. This is in the book of Shemot, Exodus, chapter 6, verse 6 and 8. And it says, "Say therefore to the children of Israel, I am YaHuWaH, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Misrites, and shall deliver you from their enslaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm, and with great judgments, and shall take you as my people, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am YaHuWaH your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the Misrites. And I shall bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give it to you as an inheritance. I am YaHuWaH." So the 4th promise is, I shall take you as my people. I shall take you as my people. So you begin. What are your thoughts on this?
That is so.
It's a very simple one.
Yeah,
It's nothing that he's going to do with judgment or great arm. No. Simply, I shall take you as my people.
So it's a kind of the belonging, a feeling that we are his. So, and we are part of his people. And we know that he is a righteous king and a righteous Elohim. So that is something very beautiful, that he is behind us, over us. He's taking care of us, taking care of every kind of need that we could have. So,
you know what came to mind is what is written in the book of Ezekiel. I think it's Ezekiel chapter 16 or 23. I always confuse the two of them because it's somehow it's similar. When he's relating the story of Jerusalem. And he's saying that he found her totally alone, despite that the father and mother in the wilderness, covered with blood.
Yeah, like just born.
Yes, and he decided,
newborn.
because he felt compassion on her, he decided to take her, to clean her and to take care of her. Then he decided to take her as his wife. And there's a beautiful description at the beginning, because later it describing all the unfaithfulness of Jerusalem. But I do believe this is exactly what he's referring to. I will take you as my people. It's a sense of belonging, it's a sense of ownership. And yesterday we were talking about that, you remember? So when we were talking about redemption, redeeming is to pay a price, it's an exchange of ownership. So it's a natural, but at the same time it's a really important and eyes opener process, because first is to take us from the burden, because they were so busy, and we were talking the first day, that they have a shortness of spirit. They couldn't think on anything different. So that was the first one, is to remove them from that situation. And I think YaHuWaH did it through somehow the plagues. Do you think they were working when the plagues were being poured down by YaHuWaH? I don't think so. So maybe that was a way to remove them from the physical burden. Then is to deliver them from slaving. And we were using the example of the rope, the red one, is that is to free them from the mindset of slavery and to cut the bones. Even because if they were in different long distance between the old master and the servant, the bone was still there. It's like cutting the umbilical cord. Yeah. So the umbilical cord needs to be cut
at one moment. So this new person is an independent creature.
So after that, the next one is to change the ownership. It's a kind of signing a contract. So in this paper, it says that this belong to this person. Okay, I'm gonna pay the price in order for this to belong to this other person. So it's a kind of how to say it? It's a kind of legal process to say so, or the commercial process exchange, when you are paying a price in order to have the ownership. But as soon as you pay the price, this person in this case is completely free in order to belong to somebody else. But that somebody else needs to take that person in order to own that person. And this is exactly what YaHuWaH is saying with this promise. Now that I did all these three promises, now that you are completely free, now I'm going to take you as my people.
I was trying to make like it's not a comparison, but when you are belonging to a company, maybe you are working, and if you are loyal to the company because the company treats you good, imagine how it's going to be and how it should be our loyalty to Abba, because he is doing everything to keep us alive, to show us the way back. So if we could demonstrate that loyalty with something that maybe is not even worried about the half of the things or 10% of our well-being, how should it be our loyalty with Abba? Because I don't know, in Spanish we say we have a say that te pones la camiseta of your company, because you are like wearing a t-shirt of the company. You feel proud that you are working in that place,
You belong to
and
that
you
place.
belong to that place, so you are representing that place wherever you are, things like that. So usually they had a lot of internal mechanism to try to convince you that you are very appreciative. But with Abba is completely different. He's not using techniques. He's using his love, and our love, our feeling of belonging to him should be, I don't know, exponentially like 1,000 times more. So I was just thinking that if we can have that kind of bonds with things here in the earth, how much and even more important is our bond with him.
Absolutely. You know what I was thinking earlier is the whole process of the Exodus. How YaHuWaH allowed or did so many things in order to apply these promises in practical terms. Specifically, what I was thinking was the crossing of the Red Sea. Because, Israel faced this Red Sea when they were coming out of Egypt. I tried to put myself in their shoes. I think it was a very difficult moment because that was the only life they knew, the only place they knew. That generation and previous generation as well, because they were slaves. Maybe they heard the stories about Abraham, Jacob, how they were sojourning from many places, but the only place they knew was Egypt, Mizraim. So leaving Egypt most probably was a difficult decision, but YaHuWaH made it easier for them because of all the judgments, all the miracles, and all the plagues that he was sending. Most probably this gave them the courage in order to begin that walk. But the bonds, and we were talking about this even after crossing the Red Sea, they have, unfortunately, it was their decision because YaHuWaH did everything. And that's why, if you remember, we're talking about this is a two-direction process. Both sides needs to be in harmony and willing to do this change. But unfortunately, the first generation wasn't ready yet, it seems, because they didn't decide to cut completely the bones. But anyways, the point that I want to make is that they were in that process when they were going out of Mizraim, of cutting the bones, and they faced the Red Sea. They have no other place to go, and suddenly they have the army of Egypt pursuing them, and they have no route to escape. And then we have the amazing miracle of YaHuWaH, and the other day we were discussing with Angela. What a beautiful thing would be that we can go back on time and be there just to see this amazing, wonder that YaHuWaH did by splitting the sea and the people crossing in dry land. And so YaHuWaH made a way. And what happened is that they crossed the Red Sea. And when they already crossed, YaHuWaH sent the water again to the normal course. And I imagine that they saw the water and there's no way back.
Yeah, because now the road before them is already closed. So the only thing is to move forward.
So like physical cutting the bond by splitting the sea, let them cross. So maybe even when they were crossing, the bond was already there because they still have a chance to go back. But after they crossed the Red Sea, and they saw the sea over there, the water, there was no way back. For sure, they could do all the way for the other side and so on. That's why they was always complaining and so on. But by the only fact that YaHuWaH divided the sea, let them cross, he was doing everything in his hand at that point in order to cut the bonds, even for them to see with their own eyes, there's no way back. Now I am free. That was in that moment, specifically in that moment, I think it was a kind of a feeling of freedom. This is it. This is a new life. I have no other option. So now I'm completely free. And that's why when we see the promises that now YaHuWaH is saying, I shall take you as my people, this is exactly what happened next. Because after that specific moment, after they crossed the Red Sea, they went to Mount Sinai, and we know what happened. It's the Ten Commandments, YaHuWaH speaking from the sky, all of them hitting and basically closing a marriage covenant, where YaHuWaH is taking them as his people because they were completely free. They were in the wilderness, very similar to what is describing in Ezekiel somehow. They were, they were beaten down. They were hungry. They were, in despair most probably because they were going to unknown, but they were free. They belonged to nobody, and YaHuWaH wanted to take them as his people.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen, in this second Exodus? Thinking on the same, I shall take you as my people. And what are your thoughts on what Yahushua did and how YaHuWaH is taking us as his people in this time?
I was thinking about that maybe sometimes we need something that is like, I don't know, like is behind us, like pushing us in order to go into the right direction. And it's like, it's not given any other place to go. So you don't have any open road or things like that, only one road. And he's doing that. And maybe with all the trials, maybe showing us that we have to escape from this reality somehow. So, and he's at the other side. He's like saying, hey, I'm here, so come on. So it's something like that he's just extending his hand in order that we can continue and reaching out to his hand. And with the sacrifice of Yahushua, I feel that's it. The only way that we can go back to him, Yahushua said he is the door. He was living the example of how we can go back to the Father. And it's not just a matter of doing things, doing good deeds, is doing them, but with the will of our heart, and knowing that is because he is good, because he gave us his love, and he wants the best for us. He wants us live. So I think that is the only way that we have. They follow the step of Mashiach, knowing that he already did it, and we have to follow him. He is our Moshe in the time of Israel. So, and he is even greater. He is the right hand of Abba. So it's him directly taking us out.
So you know what I think, and somehow beautifully is connected to what I said on the experience of the Red Sea. Let's call it Red Sea experience, because it was, I guess, such an experience, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the Red Sea experience is a new beginning, is to be born again.
It was a baptism at the
It
Villa.
was a baptism, absolutely. So what is the baptism all about? Is new beginning, is to be born again, is to become a new creature. That's why Yahushua was speaking that we need to be born again in water and in spirit. So
when you want to remove everything that is.
So Yahushua somehow, with his offering, I was taking a look in the book of Romans when he's talking about he's comparing the marriage covenant with what Yahushua did in the chapter 7 of the book of Romans. And I'm gonna read, because it says, so my brother, you are also were put to death to the Torah of marriage, because of, we cannot be to somebody else if we are marriage unless there is death of the one of the two people in that covenant. We're put to death to Torah through the body of Messiah, for you to become another's, the one who was raised from the dead, that we should bear fruit to Elohim. So his offering somehow was cutting that covenant. And by new beginning first on water, we are free. We are being born again in water, and we become free in order to be taken by YaHuWaH as our master. So that's the process we are now. So when we decided to begin this walk through the offering of YaHuWaH and through the baptism, because in the baptism we are dying and becoming alive again. We are dying when we go into the water and becoming alive when we are rising up from the water. So now we are in that process. What's going to happen later is the second fulfillment. And I think it's going to be exactly the point that he is going to take us as his people when we are going to be born through the Spirit. And it's my belief when it's going to happen that is when we are going to be transformed or resurrected, because we are going to be born in a new body. It's the same body that YaHuWaH got when he was resurrected. So it's going to be the completion of the new birth.
An incorruptible body.
Correct. And it's going to be the moment he's going to take us for him as his people, finally.
Wow.
That's going to be a wonderful time, right?
Yeah.
So I do believe that we are all waiting for that time. And we really hope that that time will come soon.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
That maybe we can think about all the process and take us 2,000 years ago, some years more, and about the moment of Mashiach, because it's like tomorrow, maybe in the dawn of the day, we are going to celebrate his resurrection. So it's something beautiful, the promise that he did, the opening the door for us.
Yeah, according to the calendar we're following, is basically he was in the last preparation in order to resurrect in a few hours from now.
Yeah, so in some few hours, maybe Miriam of Magdala was weeping for his master, and she was very fortunate to have the first approach to him, and she was confused because she thought that it was a gardener.
And her sorrow became immediately transformed in laughter.
And laughter. And she has the mission to take that message to all the rest of the disciples, to let them know that he was alive and he was waiting for them.
What a wonderful gift.
Yeah.
To be the first one knowing that the YaHuWaH, the Master, was resurrected.
Yeah, always they said that it was because we cannot keep secrets. I don't know if that's true or not.
Most probably.
Yeah. But
YaHuWaH knew that she was going to run to every place and to tell everybody. It was the kind of newspaper of the time.
Yeah, but it was nice. Yeah. So,
good.
Yeah.
So, for promise, I shall take you as my people, and he already took us somehow, opened the door for us to be his people. And it's, as we have said, for all the 4 promises, it depends on us as well. It depends on our decision to have the desire and that the willingness and want to have that connection and belonging to him.
Yeah.
He wants to take us as his people. We want to be his people.
To represent everything that he is, to feel like he is feeling, to like you were saying today, see with his eyes, hear with his eyes. And I don't know, that he is being shown through us.
Absolutely. So I hope you got blessed with this this insight. We will continue tomorrow with the promise number 5. So remember, it's going to be at the same time as today. So keep enjoying this evening and this week. If you're celebrating or not celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread yet, keep enjoying these nuggets and these capsules of insights on the promises of YaHuWaH, because they are everlasting and they are totally applicable to us in these days, and we need to embrace those promises as ours, because we are part of the people of Israel, thanks to the offering of YaHuWaH, who opened the door for us to be part of the everlasting covenant with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. So thank you so much. YaHuWaH be with you all,
Yeah.
and see you in the next video.
Shabbat
Shalom, shalom.
הוא אשר לא חסך את בנו שלו, אלא מסר אותו בעד כולנו. האם לא יעניק לנו את הכל?